happening, man? Y'all already know what it is. This is Twice Talk, and we are listener supported by 91.5, The Rebel, HD2, Las Vegas, the broadcast service of UNLV. We're back this week, and you know I got my dog Oak with me today.
Hey, right on in.
Right on in for the win.
Here
And
we go.
we have one of the monumental staples in the Las Vegas community, man. We got Mr. Henry Thorns here with us today, man. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man.
Excellent.
Doing great.
Excellent.
Doing great,
Excellent.
you know.
So, if you don't know about Mr. Henry Thorns, there's so much to learn about this man. One of the most empowering things that we just have grown to love is that you're running for governor of Nevada, the first black governor candidate for Nevada.
Yes, yes.
So what does that mean to you right there?
I mean, this feel awesome. It's just like a high, man. I feel great, super duper, so excited about this, and I hope the public get behind me and feel the same way I feel. You know,
Yes.
Very excited. You know?
Yes.
When I signed those papers on the 5th, it was like history.
Yeah.
You know, and now I know how President Obama feel about
Obama.
signing those
Oh,
papers.
he said he
you know?
feel like
Yeah,
Obama.
man,
Like
like
Obama.
Yes, yeah.
President Obama.
So,
That's how I feel.
not a lot of people really know what it is to be a governor
Yes.
and what it takes, or the prerequisites, or any kind of duties that you have.
Yeah.
So what are a few of those duties and things that you have to do if anybody wanted to become a governor or something like that?
You know, becoming a governor, first you got to fill out the application. And the
Okay.
application really only costs $300.
Oh, for real?
And it have
Only.
the rest, have your address,
A
and
small
everything is based on that application. So if you live at that resident and your address is fitted in Nevada,
Mhm.
you can run for governor.
Okay.
But also a governor can do a lot of things. A governor can pardon people. So
In Nevada, for real?
yes. So imagine all these brothers and sisters and that went to jail for marijuana charges.
Yes.
We can pardon them.
Mm.
You know, now we have other people that's out there having these marijuana dispensers.
Yes.
You know,
Making money.
Making money. So now, you know, why don't we pardon the people who've been in jail?
Yeah,
You know,
definitely agree
a
with
lot
that.
of them started off with a doobie.
Yeah.
And it went on, built on up to probably an eighth. And after that, they're in penitentiary for 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
that's what a governor do. A governor can also, you know, write the rules, say to the DMV.
Oh,
You
for
know how
real?
the DMV is charging all this money for insurance. You know, a governor can put a halt to that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Well,
So-
child, I
Yeah,
think
child,
Joe
you need to
needs
go
some
ahead and
lower
make that
car
phone
insurance.
call.
Yeah,
Shorten up the
that-
lines too, and make sure that we get a teller for every window. Almost.
He said shorten up the line.
Yeah.
But see, the lines thing is still like a money thing, because even though if you don't have a job and you lose that job, you still have to manage insurance on your car.
Right.
Yep.
So if you
going
don't
through that
pay
right
that
now.
insurance and you don't turn in them tags, you all got to pay $250 to $500 to get your car registered.
Registered.
And that's not even talking about registered. That's just a lapse of
That's
insurance.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
You know, and also they talking
Well, child,
about
let me start
going
taking-
up. You know, so you know that's a lot of things. The school district,
Well, I have a question. What kind of background do you need to have in order to run for governor?
you just need to be a United States citizen.
That's it.
That's it.
So can you can't be a felon though?
No, you can't be a felony. But you know, laws are changing.
You gotta have good
Okay.
grades.
Yeah,
Good
good.
grades.
Yeah, you
You have to
gotta
have your high
they
school
check your
diploma.
You
transcripts
got
and
to have
stuff.
your high school diploma, but it didn't say that.
Oh, for real?
No, it didn't say none of that. All it says you pay your $300 to register, and you have the right resident that on that application, and you can run for governor. You know, but you know you got
So
to
there's
have
no
a
way that they filter out candidates.
yeah, you know, once you sign, they judge you from
Yeah,
head
they
to
have
toe.
to
Right,
You know,
right.
They feeling
Everything.
you. Matter of fact, they probably follow me into this radio station right now. You know what I'm saying?
It might be,
You know, you never know.
I
What
think-
makes you want to
to that.
run for governor? What's the motivating?
Well,
What motivates them?
I'm born here in Vegas, you
Okay.
know, and basically I have seen a lot of ups and downs in our community.
Okay.
And everything that happened, like say for instance, I worked at Saturn dealership. I sold cars. I was injured on my job. You know, I was rear-ended twice in 6/9/93 and 11/5/93 on the freeway. So I turned to workers' comp. So workers' comp mean if you get hurt, they have to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? I was hurt in 1993. My case just got solved September 1st, 2017.
Wow.
And
Wow,
and I
that's
lost.
crazy. You
And I
You
lost.
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 They,
And I
they
lost.
forgot about you or something.
It's the system, the workers' comp system, the case workers, the lawyers out there, they all works together.
Okay.
And even though the city pays for attorneys for injury workers, they still work against you. So even if you going to them for help, you really going to them to get your case thrown out or lost.
So you're
So
pretty much gonna go try to
I
put a
tried to.
stop into
I'm
insurance companies. Gonna have them actually be accountable
Yes,
to the things that they say in their policies.
yes,
Okay.
Okay.
yes. And it's just like a veteran. We veterans go off to war and they get hurt on that doing war. We supposed to protect those veterans.
Yeah.
Whatever
Absolutely.
the veterans need, with no hesitation, we should help them.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like an injury worker on the job.
Yeah.
If he get hurt on that job, it shouldn't be no doubt about it. He need help. She need help. You know.
Including the mental illness that they suffer from.
Yes. Imagine with my situation, I end up sleeping on my daughter's couch and nobody really know about it. You know what I'm saying? I lost
Are you a
almost
veteran?
everything. No, but I
Okay.
got hurt at the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so when it came down to it, I said, well, who can stop this? They said the governor. Because the governor picked the judges. They overthrow
Oh, really?
cases. Yeah, the judges get to pick these things.
The governor picks the judges.
Yes, if the
How many judges they get to pick?
they can pick the district court judges.
They
the
can fire them
Supreme
too.
Yes, indeed.
So once you
Yes,
get hired,
indeed.
so once you get well, not hired, but once you get elected,
No, once I become governor,
mhm.
okay.
Yeah, once you become governor, you can, in your power, appoint different judges.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And
That's dope.
when a system is all one color, quite naturally it's gonna come out different.
Yes.
We must, you know,
I did think
diversify
that
this
we
whole thing.
that we voted for judges in Nevada, or is that just for like you?
I'm
like,
not sure.
No,
city?
we vote for judges. We vote for judges, but some judges are picked by the governor.
Some judges are
and-
appointed.
yes.
Okay.
So that's one thing. People talk about immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we want all the immigrants here as possible,
Oh, you do?
especially if they legal.
Oh, you do.
Yes, because think about it. We all immigrants.
Mm.
Okay.
But the only difference between us and them, they came on their own. We came on boats chained up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only difference. But if you think about it, United States was built on immigrants.
Correct.
So I look at it in a way, if they get the immigrants out, I think they're going to try to do something with us next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I figure we're black Americans. We are all Americans.
Yeah.
So then this is just how I see it. And so, that's why we must keep them here. And, immigrants is just not Mexicans. They're Europeans. They Jamaicans. They Africans. They Chinese. They everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just not one race.
Okay.
But
So
what
I got,
about the
go ahead.
unskilled immigrants? Because that's what the talk was about, right?
That's a
Letting in
great question.
unskilled immigrants, and then they basically, they make it harder for the black community. They put us at a disadvantage because those are the jobs that we need, as well as other minority groups that are unskilled.
See, unskilled. Don't never let them use the word unskilled because
Well, basically, they don't have a trade.
no. See, the only one really don't get a trade is Black American, because if you look at it, Hispanics teach their kids from 3 all the way up. They working with their daddy, building concrete and everything. So they getting the experience. And as a black guy, our parents used to dig the ditches. Our parents used to do all the building. For some reason, when Black Wall Street crashed back in Oklahoma, everything changed. That was to come up
You
for the
put me on
black
that.
peoples. You know what I'm saying? That was to come up. So what they do every time it's our chance to come up, they find a way to put us back down. And even with our parents fought for equal rights for everybody, when it got time for that, they gave all the money to white ladies. Now it's time for black people to get they shot. Then they brought in all the illegals. what we have to do, we have to start a training process for our kids early. You
I
Mm.
agree
know,
with that.
early in elementary school.
So
Okay, okay.
what's your plan to help economic and employment growth
Okay,
in the black community?
okay, hold that thought one moment. We're gonna ask that question one more time.
Okay.
Okay, we right back in, man. We right back in. So, I'm sorry. Oh, what was that question
Oh,
you
I
had
was
just asked?
asking what was your plans for economic and employment growth for the black community? If you had any
You
strategies or
you
tactics.
you know, I'm the governor. I'm the governor, and I have to find jobs for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I just can't find jobs for black community for only black people. I have to
Mm,
find jobs for everybody. But I am very concerned about black people because black peoples have been down at the bottom for a long time. You
mm-hmm.
know, and it's time for a rise for our peoples. You know what I'm saying? So I would do anything that I have to do to get this black employment all the way down. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
if we have to put pressure on hotels, pressure on the Raider stadiums that's coming to the town or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, we're gonna do that. You
Okay.
know, if you cannot hire black people, I cannot sponsor you. You know,
Okay.
and that's as a governor, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Now, when you say sponsor, you mean like if I came in to get a
You can't,
business license?
if you can't give black people a job,
Mm-hmm.
building a radio stadium or building the soccer fields or whatever you bring into Nevada. If you
Okay.
can't give people equal opportunity, we're gonna have to deal with that. Special locals, you know,
Mm-hmm.
there's you cannot come from out of town and collect all our jobs and leave the
Mm-hmm.
locals with no jobs.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
we can't do that. And I watch that being done right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to the council meeting, commissioner meeting, and fight that. You know,
Okay.
why is when I'm riding down the freeway, I don't see no black people's working on the freeway.
When it's
Okay.
in those
So,
meetings,
hmm
is that something that they try to push to the side and try to change agendas when that kind of subject comes up?
well, they
Uh,
what they do, they say 3% to minorities.
Oh.
So 3% minorities can be Hispanics,
Mm-hmm.
Asians, or anybody else. It
Right.
used to be black people, but now we
Okay.
not minority. We not the minority no more.
That's the T right
You
there.
know, and yes, and that's how they get it. And that's how they get start getting the money minorities to white women's because white women's was considered
Minority.
minorities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how they end up getting our money. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So
So
every
we got
time we have a
finessed.
chance,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
You hit a hot topic a little earlier, and you mentioned about marijuana. It's becoming real great within the city. It just got legalized, and uh, I think it's been about they did this tally about 6 months
that's a
with
good.
it, and then they said they made about $30 million
Yes,
from taxes
yes,
in 6 months,
yes, or
uh,
more.
or more. That's just what was documented.
Yes.
So, well, what would we use a lot of that tax money for?
Well, you know, they say they want to use that money to help the school districts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's great. And I think it's been a lot of pressure on them to start releasing that money because school is in. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
having now dime been released to the school district. Maybe now, because lately, I think in the last week or so, they done put some pressure on the marijuana dispensers to start giving that money out.
Yeah.
You know, so I think now they finna go forward with that. But also that money I think should come back to the poorest community and
Mm-hmm.
start rehabbing or try to give people's job trainings with that kind of
Mm-hmm.
money, you know. And you have a lot of homeless peoples out there, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we study giving a lot of money for the homeless people, but it studies seem like it's study growing. So are we paying the staff or we what are we really doing with that
Mm,
money?
right.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
so you know, I think that money should be going for the homeless shelter to build a place
Actual
for
facility itself
Okay.
yes,
and the resources there and
yes,
like the food and the clothes,
yes.
the water and all those utilities, things like that.
Because if you go down there on Main Street and you try to feed the homeless, police will give you a ticket.
Really?
Yes, you will get a
Mm.
ticket.
That's against the law.
It's against the law feeding the homeless.
That don't even make
Wow.
no sense.
If you go down to F Street in West Las Vegas 89106, where for
Mm.
some reason the best land in Nevada, and there's more homeless there.
Okay.
You know, even when I went to Reno, you know, in the great area, it's so much homeless there in Reno. You know, and people in Reno need jobs too. You know what I'm saying? People all through the rural areas, they
Mm.
need jobs.
Yeah.
Homeless is a big thing out there. You
Oh
know, and we
wow.
got to reach out. Nevada, I'm running for the whole Nevada.
The whole
Hmm.
state.
So
Yeah.
whatever I say, I got to say for the whole Nevada.
Mm.
You
So
know,
why governor opposed to like mayor?
you know, mayor, city councilman, councilman. I asked myself why, and I don't know. It kept coming back to me, governor. You know,
Okay.
governor. City, Ward 5, you can only do stuff in Ward 5.
Mhm.
The governor, I mean, the mayor can do things
In
in the
Las
city.
Vegas. Mhm.
The governor can do things in Nevada. The governor can change laws.
Mhm.
You know, and for people, like I said earlier, getting hurt on the job
Mm-hmm.
and becoming homeless and not
Mhm.
losing everything they have, you know, you need someone to fight for them. You
Okay.
know, and I think governorship is the best thing for me.
Would you
Okay.
say there's different needs from Reno and Las Vegas?
Oh yes, it's definitely
Well,
different needs.
what would be one of those the main differences that the citizens in Reno would need opposed to Nevada?
Well, some of them in
That.
Reno, Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
the land is almost ridiculous in housing.
You mean too many houses?
No, houses is too expensive,
Okay.
and people cannot afford the homes in
Mhm.
Reno. You know, Las Vegas is more open lip, gambling wise, a little more looser than Reno.
Mhm.
So, you know, the houses go up and down. But if you don't have the development, the jobs, the big businesses down in Reno, through the rural areas and stuff
Why
like
would you
that,
want to buy an expensive
right?
home out there?
But see, you got to understand the game. If the game is, if you can raise the rent on these land, you move the poor peoples out.
Mhm.
So where the poor people's going? So pretty soon you're gonna have a whole thing of homeless people.
Yeah.
You know, so
Or people are gonna leave.
you know, people's gonna leave because they can't afford living.
Mhm.
You know, food going up, gas going up, insurance
Right.
going up, people getting hurt on the job, medical. You think about the medical. You know,
Okay.
like the veterans, you know, they need medical immediately. You know, if Las Vegas people, we done had so many people done died in Las Vegas in the last 6 months over heart attack, cancer,
Yeah.
and you know stuff like that.
Mhm.
So we need to start testing our water, testing our air,
Okay.
testing the land because people just up and dying, and
Mhm.
we don't know the reasons.
I don't know if you could do anything about the air because if you coming down from that 95 and you coming from Tucson and
Hmm.
you driving in, you see the whole city just covered in a soot. The
Oh
desert.
really?
Have you ever
Wow.
seen, yeah, you'll see it. It literally looks like
No,
a
I never
dome
seen.
of sand.
Gross. I need to start walking around with a mask like
Now,
PJ.
exactly,
For
PJ
though.
real.
got it.
It's
Got
crazy.
it.
It's crazy. So
No,
like
that,
I'm not sure if it would be uh it wouldn't be easy to change that because we are in the desert.
yeah, but all these roads being towed up and none of them being repaired. Repair a road, then start on the next project. Don't tear down every street
Mm.
in the
So
community.
you're gonna bring a little structure as well too.
Yes, indeed. You
Okay.
know, that's kicking up dust and
Mhm.
stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You're blowing up mountains and things like that. You know, that's dust in the air.
Uh,
You know, people with hay fever, allergies, you know,
Mhm.
have problems.
So
You
you grew up here in Vegas.
born and
You're
raised.
born and raised.
born and
Okay.
raised.
1960. I'm a
1960.
60
Same year
baby.
my mom
Uh,
was born.
Oh.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Clark High School.
My mom went to Clark.
Fight on, fight on.
You know Leisha Wade?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's
Lisa
my
Wade,
mama.
Joe Setti, Byron.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on,
you
man. I
know
grew up
them.
with
This is
them.
how small Vegas is. This
Yes,
is
matter of
crazy.
fact, I used to have a crush on your mother.
Oh, how cute
Way
is
back in the
that?
second grade.
I heard she was a bad mama jamma.
Mama Jamma.
Shut your mouth.
That is too funny.
Hey.
So
Yes,
growing up in
indeed.
Vegas, you've seen it grow and change, and
Yes.
like, what do you think are the biggest differences from when you were a kid in high school or middle school to now? Is it more diverse? Is it less diverse?
It's let me on in our community where we grew up, like say Jackson Street area, say
Okay.
the Moulin Rouge and
Yeah.
all them great spots. You know, we had activity that we didn't have to go across the track for jobs. Our
Mm.
jobs was right there in our own community.
Okay.
We don't have that no more. You know, we
Mm.
don't have a store that you can go to and fill out a job application,
And work
you
right
know,
there.
and work. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that kind of stuff. We don't have a casino in our community, which used to be the Moulin Rouge and
Mhm.
stuff like
And the
that,
town
and the
tavern.
Newtown Tavern.
Mhm.
You know, it's like we have basically been kind of genocided out of
Right.
89106. You know, keep
Okay.
it 100. You know,
Right.
and also
That's
see
deep.
all it's very deep, and also seen what the good side of it when they started busing
Mhm.
sixth grade centers. That was my sixth grade center, and that's
Explain that. What do you mean busing sixth grade center?
well, I went to school from kindergarten to the fifth grade, all black school.
Right. It
Okay,
was
then
second. My mom went to a segregated school.
right. So when I got into sixth grade, that's when they started the busing. You
Okay.
know, the white kids over to our school. And you
Oh,
know,
okay.
at that time, we really never had no white friends, you
Mhm.
know, at that time. But to me, it came out to be one of the best things that ever happened
Mhm.
because we met other races.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, we met other people. You
Other
know, we,
cultures, backgrounds, where you
yes,
come
indeed.
You
from.
got to
Yes,
experience them differently than what
yes.
you seen on TV or
And,
what you may have heard.
and the good thing about it, you know, one thing about a black family, I don't know not one black family that was taught racism or
Mm.
taught to hate.
Okay.
You know, I don't know
Facts.
none. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And but when we met the guys and the girls that came over from the other side of town to
What was the other side of town? Cause I only know where the black people
Charleston,
were.
What
Charleston,
was that
Yeah.
other?
Charleston and on down.
Charleston on down,
Sahara,
Sahara.
Spring Mountain.
Well, Spring Mountain was just like a desert.
Ooh.
See, it was a desert. So everything you basically see on from Rancho and Bonanza
Mhm.
and from Lake Mead and Rancho,
Mhm.
we all live back that way, plus North Las Vegas,
Okay.
towards the Silver Nugget and
Mhm.
Community College. You know, but everything had changed, and now it's a melting pot of all race.
Mhm.
You know, and the good thing about me, I met a lot of good people. You know,
Okay.
all colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and I continue to get to meet them peoples here today. You
Mhm.
know, it just some things change and some things don't change. You know.
True statement.
Mm. So,
That was
Mr.
cool.
Thorns,
Yeah.
Mr. Thorns.
Yeah.
So, being a Las Vegas resident,
Yeah.
born and raised, like I said, you one of the staples in the community, and a lot of people, my peers, found out about you with or the dog catchers.
Woo-woo.
Them dogs. So,
Yeah.
so what's up with the dog catchers? You was the coach with the dog catchers,
Yeah.
and then when you started the dog catchers?
I started the dog catchers in 1982. You know, 1982. That's when I started.
Yeah.
And what I did, I went to UNLV. I got
Mhm.
a full ride scholarship to play football.
Dope.
Excellent.
And after I left UNLV, I played professional football in British Columbia.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
we're gonna get dive into that a little bit after we hear a word from our sponsor.
you got it. Well,
Holding up the
yo,
white
yo,
girl.
we right back in, man. This is Twice Talk. I got Oak right here, one of my favorites. We got Mr. Henry Thorns, the candidate for the governor of Nevada here.
Yes,
We
sir.
was
Hey.
getting into it a little background, a little about your history, man. Get the
Yeah.
people a little familiar with you.
Yeah.
Asked you about the dog catchers.
yes.
So, what can you tell us a little bit about the dog catchers?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, I went to UNLV, and after UNLV, I went to British Columbia, played football there, then came back home and opened up a clothing store called Hen Hen's Fashions.
Yes.
You know, the MCM, the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the
Okay.
cross cords, all that good fashion stuff like that. Vegas wasn't ready for me.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't ready for me, you know, but LA was. So, you know,
Okay.
when they came down from
It's
the
all
fights,
good.
you know, they came and bought all my clothes in the store.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, there was gang violence going on in our community. And, you know, there was kids that really didn't want to gang bang, you know, and, you know, I made a thing to go out there and try to save them. And the things they wanted
That's
was
dope.
sports.
Yeah. Super.
You know, so I started basketball. I put on a basketball camp, and every kid that came to that camp, I put them on a team. So we had 50 basketball teams from the start.
50,
50,
50.
50. Every kid came to that camp, got a uniform, and played on the team.
That's cool.
Now, but basketball was just a trap meet.
Staple.
Once we got them in basketball, now they got to do something what their parents say or what we say. So if you got to stay in school. I don't care if you have an F, because that F gonna be a D, that D gonna be a C, that C gonna be a B, that B gonna be an A, and long as it's positive. But you
Yeah.
couldn't keep getting no Fs.
Right.
Okay.
But we never cut not one person in 35 years.
You cut me though, so what you mean?
I never cut you.
Oh,
That was somebody else.
Yeah, I ain't never said you cut.
you was the first AAU team I played for out here as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was the first traveling team played for was dog catchers, man. It was fantastic. I loved it.
If you're from Vegas, you gotta know
Yeah, if you
who
don't-
the dog catcher.
if you don't
about the dog
know,
catchers.
you're not from Vegas.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
They thing is trying to override them dog catchers. They don't want to give them dog catchers they credit what they have done into this community.
Aw.
But they can't stop because
They
it was
need a
all
little
about our
documentary.
heart.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. It was all about
That'd be
heart.
sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
that,
And not only that, we did football.
Yeah.
We did baseball. We did track and field. And, I couldn't coach them all.
okay.
So I went out and got coaches, and coaches went on and started their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Like
dope.
the Bulls and so on and so on. We got Spud. I'm going to give you a shout out, Spud. Edward Johnson with the Stelts and Bobby
The
Bones.
Stelts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them guys are pillars in our community.
Classic
Yes.
Vegas.
And a guy named Cheese, Charles. Them guys are pillars in our community who help make things possible. And I like to give a shout out to Jimmy Banks. One thing about it, Jimmy Banks was the guy that you didn't have no money, you want to feed them kids, he would feed them kids for you.
That's love.
I would never
Yeah, that
forget Jimmy Banks, because he one of the ones that made it possible for me to run them dog catchers.
Yeah.
Them dog catchers went on to like you say, AAU. We put the AAU on the map.
Yeah.
Right here in Las Vegas. Imagine,
did.
look at all the money and all the stuff now comes through Las
Tournaments
Vegas.
in Vegas
Yes.
now at
This
the
is
little
the
community
premier
center.
tournament spot.
Yes, and we created that
Yep.
for
Built that
Las Vegas,
relationship.
Nevada.
So I gotta ask you, Mr. Governor, you should get used to that.
Yes, indeed.
So,
yes, indeed.
Being a coach, you saying you hired a lot of coaches and stuff. What kind of qualities do you see, or does it take to find a good coach?
A good coach is just like a good parent. If you have a good parent at home that care about their kids and care about everybody else's kids, that's a start right there.
Okay.
If you got a coach that only want to look after his kid or only just wants certain peoples to play, that don't work. The team is only strong as the leader. You know what I'm saying? And what I always figured, I cannot have not one weak person on my team. If that person weak and don't know how to play, they're going to take advantage of them.
Correct.
So I learned that. I learned that through Mr. Booker and Mrs. Leggett. If we have any weakness, we find that weakness,
Okay.
we're going to explore it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we took advantage. So I learned from that, even the coach got to be strong, even though it's volunteer. Maybe he's not a head coach, but he might be a great mentor,
Yes.
a
Absolutely.
great teacher. You know what I'm saying? He might know math pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's all in teaching. But at the same time, when you have a team and you send kids home, if they go home hungry, there's gonna be a problem. So you feed them before they go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you feed them and they go home, their house is hungry. So by that house being hungry, that don't do nothing but stir up a lot of more stuff. So we start doing canned drives, canned food drives.
Oh, to help the families.
To help the families.
Okay.
The first where I got that from was Huey P. Newton. The Black Panthers, they want to talk about the Black Panthers, but they was the first feeding program in the United States.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed.
So why not activism opposed to politics?
Well, I've been an activist. I've been an activist all my
He
life.
said I've been doing this.
But
Okay.
it don't have no power.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't?
Not really.
Yeah,
Not
I get-
really.
I get-
can't.
They
I
have
can't,
an influence.
Yeah, I could.
They
Okay.
influence change. They do fight to many times some social activists or political activists, what they do is they help bills get passed, or they create bills,
Yes.
or they help rewrite constitutions for countries.
And,
So they have
they
power.
have a little power, but they don't have the last say so.
Okay.
The governor
They
have
still
the
have to ask
last
somebody.
say so. Like say for instance, if the governor would have passed, it was a bill, God, it was a bill, but the governor didn't pass it, and it knocked out our community. I cannot think of the bill at this time, but I can get back with you. But it didn't help our community. But
You're
if he
talking
would have
about
passed,
last year?
yes,
Are you talking about one of the bills that was trying to change the amount of years for sentences for robberies? Or are you talking about?
I don't know if it was marijuana or if it was had something to do with the school district.
Okay.
It was one of, but it went through the legislator. The legislator
Saying it
passed it,
passed, it passed, and then
and the
he
governor gutted it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then the governor gave out $50 million for schooling to teach English.
Mm-hmm.
So if he giving $50 million out for kids to learn English, ain't this America?
Yeah,
Don't we speak English?
correct.
Okay, so where's the money when you get ready to go apply for a job? Now they telling you have to be bio.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah,
speak
no,
Spanish.
You
yeah.
got to speak Spanish.
Well, dang,
So-
y'all been talking English my whole
Where the
life.
money for the Spanish, that's what you
You
said.
know, so now I'm coming with the money for the Spanish.
Right,
know
we
what
need
I'm
another
saying?
50 mil.
We need another 50 million for
yeah.
people in our community.
Exactly.
And give it to people in our community like you gave it to the peoples in the Hispanic community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We got to teach our kids. You know what I'm saying? The school
It's
district.
interesting that story wasn't blown up because Brian Sandoval is Hispanic.
Yes.
So that could have totally been seen as bias because let a black governor do something 50 million for the black community. I think that we would have seen that story way more than,
Oh, yeah.
than just
Correct.
hearing
yes.
it from
yes,
you.
indeed.
Correct.
It's whatever black people do is going to be out in front.
Yeah.
Whatever other races do, it's going to be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
If you can watch the news will show you all the crime, but when they don't show you who did it, you know it's a white person.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they show you who did it, they know it's a black person.
Or Spanish,
Or
because they
Spanish.
throw those
They'll throw you under
Mexicans
the
up
bus
there.
for
Right.
sure.
Yes.
So-
yes.
Not us.
So, question: have you took a look at your competition at all? Have you done
yeah.
research on it?
Yes, I know a little about
A
them.
little bit. So, do you feel like it's realistically for you to win this election?
When I signed my name on the dotted line, that was realistic.
That's when I knew.
I don't get in nothing to lose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the full fight, and it's the only thing they starting off with $7.5 million.
I was going to say,
Okay.
how much does funding play a role in
They
winning?
got 3 point something million. They got I got 1,500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who do you
But-
think is your biggest competitor?
Me,
Me?
the community,
Okay.
because the community have
Has
to
to
vote.
vote. Mm-hmm.
And the community, if they want to see me, they got to help me get in that seat. They got to help me buy ads, posters, put me, send me to Reno, send me to Elko, wherever you got to send me. Here in Las Vegas, invite me out and speak to your crowd. People see me and say, you never been in office before. You running from here to governor. But when I finish speaking, they love me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just a straight up person. I love everybody. I respect everybody. You have to respect me the same way.
Yeah.
If you don't respect me, I don't have to respect you. We all human.
Yeah.
And I would give a 5-year-old kid respect.
As you
'cause-
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you respect
Because
people,
Oak
you
gonna get
live
at your
longer.
neck if you don't.
Oh, my God.
Oak tree.
That's hilarious.
So, I just learned how to respect people, everybody. I'm not a racist man. I love all races. I'm here to run for governor, and I need all racist votes.
So you have any other similar views from your competition, or do you guys have different views, or what's most?
Well, I've been on the campaign for 4 months.
Okay.
They running everything I put out there.
Okay.
Everything I have been saying for 4 months, now they are saying.
They pushing it.
Yes, they are saying. So
they're like, oh, this is what the black community wants. Let's just go ahead and take that.
But it's not the black community; it's the whole Nevada.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? When it comes down to just naming one race, that's the problem with Donald Trump. He's talking one race. We talking America.
I
We
think
talking
all
the battle,
politicians race bait.
you know.
I think they all try to say something about different communities to try to just gain at least, the majority of that group.
Yeah, but you got if you got white peoples in your family, Mexicans in your family, Chinese in your family, you can't hate. You know, you got to love all your people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can, man, my nephew over there, he white. I don't like him.
Mm.
I love my nephew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I have all that in my family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I said, coming from my family, we never had that kind of problem.
Yeah.
You know, we never had. Even with your mother, Lisa Wade,
Mm-hmm.
never had that kind of problem. We never was taught that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. My
we
mom
never
is
was taught that. We was
very
taught to stand up.
Yeah.
You
cultured.
know, we was definitely taught to stand up. If it ain't no, you hit me and I turn my head and say I apologize for you hitting me.
I apologize. You hit
You
me.
know, them was the 50s and 40s. You're gonna
Right.
get hit back if you hit someone.
Right.
You know, and I'm running for governor, highest seat in Nevada, and yes, I'm just a human being and I'm normal just like everybody else.
Okay.
You know.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, you wanted to shoot?
Oh no, I think I got my questions out.
Okay,
You
so
know.
check this out. We were talking about coaching, man, and I wanted to give you a scenario pertaining to coaching.
Okay.
So, the question is, do you believe that a coach's job is to create problems?
Oh no.
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 What?
mean, why would you send your kids to a problem coach?
Your coach.
This is a tricky question, so bear with twice for a minute. It's a tricky question.
Yeah, problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Problems mean problems.
Right. That's to me too.
Straight
We are
up, you
here.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
We're
Problem,
definitely
problem.
here with that one.
We don't want no problems. That's why you have
Exactly.
sports, so you don't have no problems.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
But you have jealousy.
Let me put this bug in your ear.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put the little bug in the air here in a moment. As soon as we hear a word from our sponsor, we'll be right back, man.
Gotcha.
You said problems is problems.
Yo, we right back, man. You know we got the governor right here. You know we got Oak. So we was talking about coaching.
Yes.
So you said, and the question I asked was about, is a coach's job to create problems? And you said no.
No.
Okay, so let me put this bug in your ear.
Go ahead.
See if I can change your mind a little bit. Hit you with a little razzle dazzle.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, a coach, if he, the reason why I say a coach's job, I believe a coach's job is to create problems.
Okay.
Be-
Among their team?
Well, because once you're in the game,
Yeah.
those problems are going to come up again. And the coach cannot show you as easily. He can't stop the game and tell you how to correct that problem, just like a press. That press is a problem for some teams.
Yeah.
So the coach is going to implement that same problem in practice,
Yes.
and
so that
You
you
see?
can figure
Yeah.
so you can
Exactly.
figure out how to address that problem by yourself.
Twice you play too much.
The way you put it is a catch-22.
Exactly.
You know, that's learning. That's teaching.
You would call
You know, that ain't no problem. That's teaching.
so
It's not a real problem.
wait.
Yeah.
3 times 3 is a problem too.
3 times 3, yeah,
It is.
it's 9.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, see how we solved that?
Yeah.
So we just learned to teach that kid how to break that press, and so it won't be
A problem.
okay. So
Hey.
it's a learning. It's a learning. You teach it. You
So
have
maybe you
to,
present problems,
you know,
not create them.
you don't create them.
Create.
I won't call them problems. I just call learning, teaching.
Situations,
Yeah.
right?
Teaching situations, you know,
Okay.
learning situations. That ain't no problem. Problems is when you done something wrong and you got to face the consequence. Now you got a problem.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
right.
You ain't got no problem out there playing ball. You know, on the court. That's when you should be free and feel great and go do your thing. And at the end of the game, you know, it's on.
It's
You
on.
barking.
yeah. So, Mr. Governor,
Yes.
we need to. What's your campaign slogan? You got a slogan?
A governor works for you.
Okay.
Mm.
See, I works for you.
You
Okay.
made that up?
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
I
you said
mean,
all me.
what's the deal? They work for us.
Mhm.
You know, we put them in office to do what we want them to do.
Mhm.
You know, people don't want to do what. Of course, everybody can't do exactly what everybody want them to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I don't owe nobody. This
Mm-hmm.
my first time in politics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the big NRAs and big sponsors coming, you know, so I don't owe nobody.
All on your head, like,
I,
look, I
yes.
gave you this much money. You
And
better
you got
pass
to
this
do
law.
this. Yes. And
Okay.
my thing is, so I work for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys tell me what you want and let me see can I do it.
Now that's a different perspective.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
We.
You know,
Yeah.
We.
and we let's touch a little on gun control.
Okay,
Okay.
we guess, yeah, we like a little bit of hear about that.
Yeah.
How you feel about it, and what your takes on it, and what you're gonna do moving forward.
Especially with this new law that they're playing with, that if you own a miracle marijuana card, that you can't own a
You
gun.
can't own a gun. So what they really saying, see, that's why people went in and got their guns first. Then they
Smart.
went and got their marijuana
Then we
cards.
got the card, huh?
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So with the gun situation, come on, man. What we need military guns out on our streets for? You know, why do we need clips that shoot 50 times?
That's a great question.
You know, here you got a guy that got
That's
killed.
Warzone stuff
Yes. Here you got a guy that got killed in Sacramento.
Mhm.
They
in his
said,
backyard. That one,
yes.
the young,
shot
young
By the
fella.
police.
They shot 20 times, right?
Yeah.
They say, oh, he only got hit 4. What are other 16
What does that
bullets
matter?
go?
Where they at?
What are other 16 bullets?
Mhm.
So if you armed a teacher in a school district with a gun, and he's trying to protect the students, and he get to shooting, and he missed that shooter,
Yeah.
imagine how many people he might hit.
Mm.
Then you're gonna be mad at that teacher who actually was trying to do his job.
Correct.
That
So if you
is
paying a
another
professional,
thought I didn't think of.
yeah, you paying a professional police to do his job, and he's shooting 20 times and only connecting the 4.
Because he think he saw a
Oh,
gun.
yes.
I wonder what these teachers are gonna think they saw.
Right,
Oh,
because
man.
one thing
Yeah.
about it, we all went to school.
Mhm.
We know racism is live and well in schoolhouses.
Mhm.
And I think we all went to school with people that brought guns, and ain't nobody they ain't spray up the
They
school.
ain't spray up. Right,
See,
right.
the way they spraying up the school is because 2 things. That is my opinion.
Okay.
Is when you teach hate at home,
Mhm.
and when you get a group of all one color, black, white, Mexican, whatever, all one color, some jokes gonna come out of that. Black jokes, white jokes, Hispanic jokes, and it's gonna be jokes. So
You think they're teaching hate or are they teaching supremacy?
well, supremacy is hate.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the same
So
thing.
far.
Okay.
So, but like we said, we have teachers that really didn't like black people. You know what I'm saying? We just keeping it real. We have black teachers that really didn't like white kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We had Mexicans didn't like either one, and vice versa. You know, so long as you continue to have stuff like that, you're gonna have all these
Well-
shootings at the school.
So what do you suppose we do? We limit the amount of guns, or what would you say it is?
What I would say is take the guns off the streets.
Take them out.
Because long as you got a gun, you can be the weakest person on earth. But when you got a gun, you become the baddest dude on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand is if you get another guy a gun and you got a gun, you ain't going to be that bad man because now you scared that you might get killed.
Yeah.
But long as you got that gun and nobody else have that gun, you think you the baddest guy on this earth.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at, like I was saying earlier, the kids who doing this killing, all these shooting, they white kids, come from good families, some coming from bad families. How is they able to stock up bullets and guns without their parents knowing?
Yeah.
See, then they get so mad at their parents or their friends, they go to the school and shoot up the school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then,
You know, somebody was saying that one of my good friends, he studies a lot of things, but his opinion was that, it's the young white boys because they have this white male superiority type of complex that, they're owed a lot of things, this entitlement and this authority over beings.
where did they get that from? Because they didn't jump out the mama womb talking that.
Correct.
So they had to been taught that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean about you teaching hate. When you see a black man on TV and you say, look at that black man, That's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you educating your kids. Then black person, look at that white man right there. That's a then. You know that's teaching hate. You know, because it's double standard. It goes both ways. But I don't know too many black people. Matter of fact, like I said earlier, I still don't know black people who have been taught hate. You know. Also, when they talked about the background checks on the guns, you can go get a gun background check.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You can be like 17, 16. I think this 16-year-old kid bought a gun at the gun show.
I don't think that you should need a background check to buy a gun.
You know.
Do not.
No, because look at the people that shooting up places. They had good backgrounds.
And that's my
They had
point.
great
They had
background.
clean ones.
That's my point. The ones who getting the guns got great background, and they getting the gun, but they committing the crime.
Yeah,
But we doing the time.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's just gonna further disenfranchise a bunch of people that's already disenfranchised.
You know?
So we got a couple more questions for before we wrap it up.
Okay.
First question is, do you have any questions for us?
You know, the question I have for you guys, I know all three of y'all, and I'm glad to see a radio station here at the campus with black peoples in it.
Love.
That been came a long way from when I was here at UNLV.
Okay.
You know, like I said, I played football here. You know, and I think you guys are doing a great job, and I think you guys should keep up the good work. And I think the community should get behind you if they want to keep this going, because you're bringing a great show, you know, to the
Major
public.
love.
You know, and that's great competition for 88.1. You know, so you guys keep up the good work.
Say that.
Love.
You know what I'm saying? You know,
Major love.
sometimes you need a radio on the outside to make the radio in your community wake up.
Yeah.
Because you bringing something that I have not been on their show yet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why like I say, I was sick last week. Sorry, viewers, that I wasn't here, but
We didn't see you just snitched on yourself just now. We didn't tell nobody.
Okay, well, I keep it 100 though. You know, I caught the flu. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here today. You know? And so, you know,
We're
like
glad
I
to
said,
have you.
thank you. And I appreciate
Yes,
it.
indeed,
you know?
indeed.
I just need the community to get behind me. You know, funding is more important than anything.
Yeah.
You know, I know people don't have money, but $20 here, there's got to be a casino. There got to be a sponsor. There got to be somebody out there like believe in Henry Thorns.
Yes.
Believe in me like you believed in me when I ran that football, when I played that basketball, when I won them state championships in track and field, when I saved all the kids in your community, black and white and Hispanic and Asians.
Yeah.
You know, it was all race. You know, believe in me like I believe in you.
I believe
and help
for
me,
sure.
You know,
But-
and help me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's dope.
For
Yes,
sure, for
indeed.
sure.
And you know, just keep Nevada alive. Remember, I'm running for the whole state of Nevada, and I'm representing the whole Nevada. You know, so that's what I'm gonna be looking at, the whole Nevada.
Well, I work for you. Is that what you said?
I will work for you.
That's okay.
You know, call me. I ain't scared to give you my phone number, so you can call me.
So where can we find you at?
You can find me at 702-427-3726. You can find me at 1830 Martin Luther King Boulevard at the Truth Spot. You know, that's the only
he said
spot.
find him in person.
Yeah,
honey.
I mean, I'm
Like
not
regularly.
You
What's
know.
your social media handles? Your IG name.
Here, dog catcher.
That's what it is on IG.
You know, the governor, you know, that works for you.
Okay.
You know, Henry Thorns for governor. You know, you can find me Instagram, Facebook, wherever. You know,
Okay.
they set me up out there.
Most definitely,
You know.
most definitely.
And, you know, it's just awesome, you know, running for governor. I wish the peoples feel like I do, because I'm ready. If
Yes,
you want
sir.
to change, Henry Thorne is the man.
That's-
I've been doing it already.
So you got any those your final thoughts? That's the change right there, or what's your final thoughts for today?
My final thought, all power to the people.
Ooh.
All power to the people.
Okay.
Love,
Yes.
love.
Yes.
Oak, we got any final thoughts today? Or
Mine is, and we the people.
we
That's
the
right.
people.
That's right.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
the people have all the power.
Right.
See?
Facts.
Yes.
What's
Fact.
your final thoughts, Twice?
My final thoughts today is the older and older I get, the more and more I appreciate seeing those familiar faces that I knew from when in my adolescent age,
Yes.
my younger years.
Yeah.
So I just want to let you guys know, the more times I see you, I appreciate you. If I show you guys more love, I look like I'm excited to see you, because I am.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times that people don't make it. Don't make it to see the next day. They don't get to make it to see the next year.
Yeah.
And you never know when the last time you're going to get to see somebody. So when you see somebody, and when you see me, man, just show me some love. Give me a handshake. Anytime you see anybody that you haven't seen in a while, make sure you let them know that they are valued.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For sure, for sure.
Everybody counts. Everybody's important.
Yes.
Everybody, you know. It ain't that wrong with speaking. Hello, how you doing? Hey, brother. Hey, sister.
Yeah.
You know, ain't that wrong with that. You know, let's get back to that. You know, let's
Absolutely.
not look at people and turn your head sideways. Let's start back speaking, shaking hands, meet a friend.
Yeah.
You know, let's do the real thing.
Shake
For
hands, meet
sure.
friends.
And shaking the hands, being the friends. Another friend you need to make are the ones at overthetopLV.com.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking for those stars behind the bright lights in Las Vegas, and those lights be bright, you can go right there. Painters, poets, artists, the community leaders. We got to get you on there too,
Yes,
for
please.
sure, for
Yes,
sure. We're going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody and anything that is doing something great for the community, we like to highlight them and let you guys know what's going on in Las Vegas. Another thing I need for y'all to do is keep sending in the music. I done peeped a lot of them. I do like what you guys are sending in. Keep doing it some more to twicetalkmedia@gmail.com. And we're going to get your music ran over the air. And 91.5 the source, HD2, the Rebel. Oh, yeah, man, it's going up. It's going big. Make sure you send it in. And it was major love. Had so much fun. And remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'll be a better place. Love, baby.
Peace.